Elisha Lucero's death at the hands of Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies back in July 2019 shook our community. A mental health crisis gone horribly wrong. It raised vital questions about how law enforcement responds to such calls and how those agencies investigate themselves. Now, some of you might remember all those gunshots, 21 of them. There were also the horrific sounds caught by audio recorders. But without body cameras on sheriff's deputies, there was never any video of that night, until now. Here's 4 investigator Matt Grubbs.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm naked in my house, and these officers, they want to come in.
There was video of the night Elisha Lucero died. She recorded it half an hour before deputies shot her.
And all I'm doing is sleeping.
She's in this RV outside her uncle's house in the South Valley. Deputies were there because Elisha hit her uncle earlier that night. She thinks it's for something else.
Guys, all I'm doing is sleeping. They just want to come and rape me. They just want to come and rape me and look at me.
That's not what's happening, but it's what Elisha thinks is happening.
We had a perspective from Elisha's perspective this whole time. Nobody's known about it.
Elisha's sister, Elaine Maestas, says this is video the public should have seen long ago. Video she had to pry from the justice system. It's
hard, you know, it hurts. Like, there's no shot that we would ever have at justice with the way the system is right now.
Give them your name.
The video is from one of 2 phones deputies say they found outside the RV. What happened to Elisha's Samsung phone before Elaine got it is not clear. The shooting investigation says BCSO detectives unsuccessfully tried to access her phone data on August 9th of 2019. The screen was cracked, but investigators were able to find reminders to pray, missed calls from family, then, on screen, nothing. By the end of the year, a detective finished the shooting investigation with no further mention of the phone.
Come on, guys, somebody help me.
The video tells a different story.
Come on, girls. Come on.
Good. Yeah. 49, but you got a pair of, like, scissors in your hand.
Because you guys are trying to come in my house naked. I'm a woman. I'm a f***ing woman. Tell them to bring a woman in, not a man.
Tell them to bring a woman. Do you know if they called for one?
I do not recall. Like I said, I haven't looked over heard the radio records.
It's not clear if deputies heard her, but records show no call for a female deputy in the next half hour. Do you think that would have helped?
Like I said, I keep using the word hindsight. Anything would help that's an extra resource. She probably felt uncomfortable being a female alone, and there was a bunch of males surrounding her trailer.
That night, Sheriff John Allen was a sergeant with the deputy shooting unit. He was on scene, but says within weeks his rival and former Sheriff Manny Gonzalez booted him from the squad, in part because he spoke out about the need for body cameras. Allen says he did not know about the videos.
I have my light shining into the window on the door.
William Foster was one of 2 deputies closest to the RV.
But she keeps filming and like looking at us. She walks back, we lose sight again, she comes back.
He mentions video several times in his interview with investigators.
And every time she comes back, and she's holding the scissors, holding her phone, filming, okay?
Was she recording them? We didn't know if she was or if she wasn't. And so that's kind of where it all started, was just wondering.
4 investigates pored over the phone data. The 2 videos seem to be the only ones from that night. And while they change what the public knows about Elisha's state of mind, it's hard to know if they change anything about the actual shooting, because Elaine Maestas says something was missing.
I know that the phone was handed to me without the SD cards because we just sent them off. You know, I didn't mess with the phone.
A private extraction company said the phone did not have a memory card. Do you know what the story is with that memory card?
No, still looking into that. Where is that memory card? We don't have it. Was it lost going to FBI? I don't know. That's something that we have to look into. The problem is the perception of the public of we have evidence that we're not submitting.
The shooting report says Elisha didn't just bolt from the RV with a knife. She was also holding 2 phones. For the life of me, I can't figure out why she has her phones. And I realize that this is hindsight. But are you concerned at all, given the fact that there's a missing SD card, that there was a video on there of the shooting?
I mean, that's always going to be a concern of What are we missing? Did we miss something? Was something inappropriately misplaced? Was something taken out of evidence that shouldn't? That's always a concern that you have when you're a leader of an agency and you look into your own policies and protocol. That evening, I couldn't tell you why she would have 2 phones. If there was a video on there, anything's possible.
BCSO told us it sent the cracked Samsung to the FBI in 2021. But it doesn't seem the phone went, as the sheriff believes, to Quantico, Virginia.
That's the main reason why he sent it off to Quantico, Virginia.
It was extracted at a specialized regional lab in Albuquerque. The person who extracted it, while qualified and experienced, is a BCSO employee who also has FBI credentials. As it has with police and mental health calls, Elisha's case seems to once again point us toward important questions. Why is it that in the metro area, police agencies are the lead investigators on their own shootings?
You see the shooting happen, it's displayed that a multi-task force is doing the investigation, and you think, oh, it's being investigated.
In the Albuquerque metro area, that task force is led by the shooting agency.
They spearhead the investigation, so they conduct all the interviews, they collect all the evidence. Everything that's submitted to the DA's office is done through them. So the full report is completely done by the agency whose deputies or officer killed that person.
Former Attorney General Hector Balderas and current AG Raul Torres support outside police shooting investigations. It's up to the legislature, as Torres told us, to, quote, provide permanent funding for an independent group of investigators and prosecutors. The new sheriff agrees.
But make sure that we have the public's perception and trust that it was investigated properly, but that it's the same thing going on all around the state, just not the metro area. It has to be a consistent investigation no matter where you're at in each corner of the state.
And without commenting on the Lucero case, Albuquerque's police chief says he too would like outside investigations.
Having an independent group that investigates these would only increase the trust level from the public in these situations.
Public trust, the chief says, is valuable in policing. Easy to draw down, but hard to replace. The guy who was in charge?
Please leave your message for Manny Gonzalez.
Former Sheriff Manny Gonzalez did not respond to several attempts to reach him. Elisha's videos seem to raise as many questions as they answer. Former Attorney General Hector Balderas told us they do not change his mind about prosecution. But they do show the public a different picture of what happened that night, what Elisha thought was happening, and why investigations law enforcement says are closed can still leave important questions unanswered. Matt Grubbs for Investigates.